What if the secret to lifelong health wasn't some complicated diet or crazy workout plan, but something you already do every single day? Today, we're going to dig into 4 ancient rules that could totally change your relationship with one of the most basic things in life. You know that feeling, right? Bloated, maybe some acidity, or just generally not feeling your best. And we usually reach for all kinds of complex remedies. But what if the answer is way, way simpler? What if the real key is just in the water we drink? And maybe, just maybe, we've been getting it all wrong. So, we're about to unpack 4 incredibly simple rules. These come from thousands of years of Ayurvedic tradition. So forget those complex diets for a second. These are just small but really powerful tweaks to a single daily habit that could honestly change everything. Okay, so where is all this information coming from? Well, we're looking at the teachings of the great sage Vagpata, who was a master of Ayurveda. He laid out thousands of principles for health, but the foundation, the real bedrock of it all, is a concept called tridosha. So according to Ayurveda, our bodies are run by 3 basic energies, or doshas: vata, pitta, and kapha. You can kind of think of them as the operating system for your body. When they're all in balance, you feel great, you're healthy, you're full of life. But when they get out of balance, well, that's when the trouble starts. And believe me, the stakes for keeping these energies balanced are super high. According to this ancient system, just an imbalance in vata can lead to over 80 different diseases. A pitta imbalance, that can cause around 50, and a kapha imbalance, another 28. So when you realize that almost 150 potential problems are all linked to this one core idea of balance, you start to see why it's so important.
All right, let's dive into the very first rule. This one is all about protecting what Ayurveda calls your jatharagni, or your digestive fire. And it tackles one of the biggest mistakes pretty much all of us made.
So picture your stomach like a cooking pot. When you eat, the food gathers in there, and then this powerful digestive fire ignites to, cook it and break it down. It's just like a fire in your kitchen that cooks your food. This internal fire is what digests it, and this whole process is absolutely key to getting all the nutrients from what you eat. So let's think about this for a second. It's pretty obvious, right? What happens when you pour a bucket of water on a cooking fire? Poof, it goes out. And that is exactly what happens inside your stomach when you chug a glass of water right after you've eaten. And the result is pretty grim. By putting out your digestive fire, your food doesn't get properly cooked or digested. Instead, it just sits there and it rots. That creates all these toxins that lead to gas, bloating, acidity, and just a whole long list of other health issues. So here it is, the first simple, practical rule. After you eat, just give that digestive fire some time to do its job. The ideal window is about an hour. After that, the main digestive work is done and you can drink water freely. Now, what if you're thirsty before a meal? No problem at all. Just make sure you drink your water about 40 minutes beforehand. That gives your stomach enough time to get ready. But hey, what if you're dying for something to drink right after you eat? Well, Vagbata actually gives us some fantastic alternatives. After breakfast, a fruit juice is perfect. After lunch, go for some buttermilk or lassi. And after dinner, a glass of warm milk is the ideal thing. These actually help your digestion instead of hurting it. Okay, on to our second rule, which is every bit as important. It's not just about when you drink, but how you drink. And for this one, ancient wisdom tells us to just look at nature. It's a really fascinating observation when you think about it. Have you ever seen a bird just gulp down water? Or a lion or a dog? No way. They sip, they lap, they take little amounts at a time and mix it with their saliva. And the ancient texts point out that these animals don't get our modern chronic diseases. The lesson here is so simple but so powerful. Stop gulping and start sipping. So why on earth does this matter? Well, it all comes down to some basic body chemistry. Your mouth produces saliva, which is naturally alkaline. Your stomach, on the other hand, is super acidic to break down all that food. They're basically 2 opposing forces. And here's the magic behind it all. When you sip slowly, you let that alkaline saliva mix with the water. This alkaline mix then travels down and helps balance out the powerful acid in your stomach. But when you gulp, you completely bypass this process. You're just sending a flood of water down with almost no saliva, which creates that super acidic environment that causes so many digestive problems. Rule number 3. This one takes on a habit that so many of us are guilty of, especially when it's hot out, reaching for that glass of ice-cold water.
According to Ayurveda, this is a major, major shock to your system. See, your body works hard to maintain a constant, warm internal temperature. When you suddenly introduce something ice cold, a fight begins. Your body has to pull a massive amount of energy away from things like digestion just to warm that water up. And this constant internal battle can really weaken your organs over time.
So, what's the fix? It couldn't be simpler. Drink water that's at room temperature. If you want cool water, the ancient and best method is to use a clay or earthen pot. It cools the water down naturally without making it shockingly cold for your body.
And that brings us to our fourth and final rule. This is all about your morning ritual. How you start your day, specifically the very first thing you put in your body, can really set the tone for your health for the entire day. So the moment you wake up, before coffee, before anything, drink 2 to 3 glasses of room temperature water. This does 2 amazing things. First, it flushes out and cleanses your large intestine, which makes your morning bowel movement quick and easy. And second, all that saliva that's been building up in your mouth all night, which is super alkaline, gets sent down to your stomach, which is highly acidic in the morning. It's like the perfect all-natural antacid to kickstart your day. So there you have it. 4 simple but incredibly powerful adjustments to a daily habit. It's a cornerstone of Ayurvedic health. Let's just lock them in one last time so we don't forget. Rule 1, wait an hour after meals to drink water. Rule 2, always sip, never ever gulp. Rule 3, say goodbye to ice-cold water. And Rule 4, start your day with water first thing when you wake up. So why is this ancient wisdom so important right now? Well, it goes way beyond just our personal health. The source material points out that in India alone, nearly 7 trillion rupees are spent every year treating illnesses. Just think about that. How many of those could be prevented by simple, completely free lifestyle changes like the 4 we just talked about? These habits don't just build a healthier you, they could help build a healthier society. And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In our complicated world, we're always looking for the next big thing in health, the next magic bullet. But could it be that the most profound changes aren't out there somewhere, but are already right here with us, just hidden in our simplest habits? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.